um let's look at this clip that we got. Uh what is this chick talking about? She's actually talking about traits of three traits of accountability. Is that what it is? All right, we'll take a quick look at it. We'll see what she's talking about.
I've said this before and I'll say it again. The lack of accountability is at an all time high. Here are three signs of a person that lacks accountability. Number one, when you call them out on their bullshit, they project it back onto you. They say, oh, I only did this because of this, because you did this, or I only said this because you said this or you did this, failing to acknowledge the fact that they are the one that is accountable for their response, no matter what you did. Number two,
Let's listen to that one more time.
I've said this before and I'll say it again. The lack of accountability is at an all time high. Here are three signs of a person that lacks accountability. Number one, when you call them out on their bullshit, they project it back onto you. They say, oh, I only did this because of this, because you did this, or I only said this because you said this or you did this, failing to acknowledge the fact that they are the one that is accountable for their response, no matter what you did. Number two,
What do you think about what she said? As far as well, I think it's definitely on the money what she's saying.
Yeah.
I think that's straight down the pike as far as not being accountable.
Yeah.
Um
And that's something that children do. Like raising children, we understand that
you think it's what children do? I was gonna say that's what women do.
well, we
uh,
see this trait in children, and we know that with morality coaching and with like teaching them wrong from right, we can get this out of them. Like initially, this is something that children do, Like I only did this because this happened. He was like, what's going on? Like, why you doing? Like, I have a younger brother, so it's like, okay, he pushed me, so I punched him in the face,
mm-hmm.
What he did to me didn't constitute what I did to him.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to know that I'm wrong in that situation.
Mm-hmm.
My parents would have told me, he pushes you, you come to me and you tell me that he pushes you,
Mm-hmm.
and you tell him to stop.
Mm-hmm.
So in an adult's case, you kind of can't respect it. You're like, come on, like, what are you, 6? Like, what are you, like, come on. You should have knew better than this. Like, we're not doing this. We're talking about this right now,
I like your scenario, but in my opinion, I think she's talking about more or less, let's just say, for instance, if you were to, in your relationship, you say to your significant other, like, yo, you haven't cooked all week.
Mm-hmm.
And then your wife says, well, you haven't been cutting the grass all week. Like the leaves or the lawn is super high. All right. Instead of her taking accountability, like, all right, I didn't cook. Yeah, you're right. You know what I mean? You're right. I've been slacking. I'm gonna make sure I get in the kitchen today or whatever. You know what I mean? But instead of just owning that, they'll throw something at you. They'll instead like it's constructive criticism, but now it becomes shot throwing.
So let's keep it there, right? That situation happens. You're the husband, and the wife says that to you. What is your retort? Do you get upset,
this is
no? Is it a teaching moment?
All right. So the way I would probably react is like, yeah, you're right. I would probably say you're right, right? And in that instance, when I say like, all right, you're right, I do need to cut the grass. I should cut the grass. I should be cutting the grass. And I may do that. And I may not even go back and say, well, what's up with you cooking? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. And I think that's how a lot of situations go in relationships
Yeah.
where men are not really equipped to go back and forth with a woman, especially when it comes to things like that. Right? We're solution based, and if you give us a problem, we're gonna come up with a solution. We're not gonna sit there and go back and forth about it. We got a comment that just came in. Shout out to Danny McSlammy. All right. And he asks the question, is it proper to be fully honest with your woman? Or as a man, are there just some things you have to keep to ourselves?
With love comes a little bit of, you can't be completely honest. I feel like, but you got to curb the truth a little bit.
Yeah, it's certain things I don't think you could. You can't even, I don't know if you can even touch, but then there are certain conversations that your delivery is going to be somewhat of a, I'm not saying like super soft,
Yeah,
but you got to kind of finesse the way you deliver it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, all right, so there was a situation. My wife's homegirl, her boyfriend, he had to run some errands, right? He has to run some errands, and his girlfriend says, "Yo, I'm gonna come out with you. I'll run the errands with you." He's like, "Yo, nah. Look at your hair. Your hair look crazy and shit. You know what I mean? Like nah, you can't. Mm-mm. You got to get your shit straight or whatever.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't want to be seen with you in public because you don't look presentable.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Wild. That's wild to say.
With a situation like that, maybe his delivery could have been a little bit like, okay, well, all right. So
I'm going to grab one of my Yankees.
Yo. Or you might want to come in a joking manner, like, yo, I don't know, man. You looking like such and such, or whatever.
Yeah.
Playful. You know what I mean? You don't want to offend where it does, make your lady or significant other feel away. But certain conversations could be straight and transparent and candid, but some they need to be kind of tailored a certain way.
It's a fine line, yeah, because you don't want someone you love looking crazy in the world neither, So if she comes to you and be like, if she comes to you and be like, yo, how I look, am I presentable to go out? And you like, yeah, because you don't want to hurt her feelings, then you kind of hurting her, But there's a kind of way to, approach certain situations with love. And listen, they say the truth hurts, so you got to bend the truth a little bit and kind of maneuver your way around it. You can't be that blunt with certain things,
Yeah.
Like, yo, even with your children, like if you have young children and your kid brings you little pasta macaroni thing that looks like a complete mess, and you're like, yo, what is that? Like, it's a giraffe. You're like, this is the greatest giraffe in the world. You want to boost self-esteem a little bit, but you kind of want to, help a little bit too. You know what I mean? So it sounds like bad advice, Danny, but yeah, man, you gotta bend that truth a little bit for who you love.
Do you think men get the same grace though?
Definitely.
You think so?
Yeah, I think same grace. I think so. Yeah. We think we do good with a lot of things, and our wives just clap for us, and my wife loves every one of these episodes. Like there's some episodes where I'm like, yo, that was trash. She's like, nah, you did great. You know what I mean? Like everything is, yeah, it's a self-esteem thing. Like it's a, you want to help, you want to hold, you want to help hold your partner's esteem highly. So it is. I feel like it's cool to bend the truth a little bit. Not flat out lie, but yeah, you can bend the truth a little bit.
Yeah, you can't flat out lie, and it puts your significant other in a position where they look crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if it don't hurt, if it's not really gonna hurt, I don't see a little like, bending the truth.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean?